builder blocks.com. Today we're chilling out, hanging out with Christy Michelle. You know, she's a very wonderful lady. In 5 minutes, she's going to tell us about her movement. Hi, Christy.
Hello.
Okay, tell us about the movement.
So Merida movement has just started up the last couple of years, and it came from the foundations of the Lubuka Foundation, the Lubuka Dynasty here in Uganda, and then I had been working in some creative communities, healing arts in Yole, Africa, and DR Congo. So our concept was to come together and build kind of a new conversation around youth that we had kind of plugged into very many creative fields and done a lot of stuff with youth, but that it was important to start to bridge the gap between communication and allowing young people to be entrepreneurs and to get connected to their gifts and know their purpose and their value while they're here.
So it's in a talk, I noticed you told me that you kicked it off in Congo, and then right now you're in Uganda. What are some of the few 1, 2, 3, 4 challenges that you came across in the two African countries where you're struggling to build this creative kind of environment?
I think Uganda and Congo are quite different. So the challenges that I find in Congo, it's more like kids are sitting there with a lot of raw talent and a lot of creativity, but they don't have as many opportunities to channel that somewhere. They're still like really focused on some of the more basic human needs, and there's not really centers or places for kids to plug into that as much. At least like to experiment with it, but not to do anything with it. And so in Kampala, I think it's more like the youth here have had a bit more opportunity. There's a few cultural centers, there's stuff going on, but then maybe it's lacking direction and motivation. So we found like with those opposite challenges, when our youth in Uganda and our youth in Congo work together, they complement each other because they have a bit more like motivation and focus in Congo because they're like ready to do something, and here they've got more of the like tailored skills and they've had more chance to like build on what their career is going to be, but then they're kind of collaborating now creatively to work on the strengths and use each other as like a springboard to get to the next level.
All right, so if I'm not mistaken, you say your Merida stems from the Babuka dynasty. Yeah. All right, because I was about to ask you a question on how you came to team up with Silas Babuka to form this whole thing.
Okay, so Silas and I actually met in Vancouver, and we had been doing about the same seasons. Like he's half the year here in Uganda and then back in Ben, and I was those same parts of the year, but in Congo and back in Ben. So when we met and put our experiences and ideas together, those conversations started to develop into the Merida movement, which we just thought was like the next important or vital stage for young people in Africa to rise up as leaders in their own communities. So when one of our meetings, a friend of ours shared that the word Merida is actually the ancient ancient Kemet name for Africa.
Oh,
and when you break down the Meri and Ta, it means our beloved land. So we were looking at that thinking like that's one of the main problems that we see in East Africa with the youth is oftentimes they don't celebrate where they're from. They're looking to emulate something that's going on in another country, in the Western culture, and so we thought it was important to start with that as a foundation for the movement, to just say where we come from is beloved, your gifts and talents are amazing, like let's work together and build instead of
running away from it.
Yeah.
Y'all heard it from me, Chris and Michelle, Merida Movement, representing Babuka Dynasty. I'm out of the building. Thank you so much for watching the YouTube vlog. Voila.